Hey guys, this is a little bit different of a video than I usually make. Usually I'm talking to the recording while I'm actually playing the game. As you can probably tell, I've just put this over some gameplay that I have. Um, and this isn't really necessarily a serious video. It's just something I've wanted to talk about that I kind of struggle with as a smaller YouTuber. And that's being how do I put this? I'm not that great at video games. And that might seem a little conflicting considering I make gaming videos. But the reason I say this isn't necessarily that I'm bad at games, but if you've looked at some of like my videos before, you'll notice I struggle like a little bit and it's not like I'm just able to like sprint through stuff. I'm not like a Minecraft speedrunner or anything like that. Um and the reason I want to talk about this is just because it's okay to not be the best at everything and still have fun doing it. I feel like there's been a trend the past few years where people don't play games as much for fun anymore and they simply play it to try and be the best at it. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, I feel like when that's the only thing people do, it sort of creates this false image of what playing games is supposed to look like. When I was younger, the main things I would play on Minecraft were things like skyblock servers. I wasn't huge into Hypixel, but I'd go into like Minecraft server lists online and I'd find like smaller servers with like 20 to 200 people. I liked the smaller communities, and usually the servers were like less pay to win and had some cooler features, and they were a little bit more simple, and you could just focus on playing the game and just kind of lose yourself in playing it for a while. And I feel like I don't really see that as much anymore. And I feel like part of that is because of the type of pay to win type of stuff that has come into the scene with Minecraft more and more the past few years. And as a result of YouTube becoming more and more popular and more people watching Minecraft YouTube videos, in order to really stand out in the crowd with Minecraft, you have to be the best at something or one of the best at something. So, for example, you have someone like Mumbo Jumbo, who is known mainly for Redstone, or at least used to be mainly. Or you have someone like Mog Swamp, who's known as like one of the best people at Minecraft in flat worlds. You have Grian, who's known for being good at building. You get my point. And while obviously there's a lot of outliers there, I feel like, especially with younger audiences, it gives the perspective that you have to constantly spend all your time playing a game trying to be the best. And I feel like that's not a good image to project onto younger audiences. And that's part of why I make YouTube videos. My videos aren't necessarily created with a younger audience in mind, but I do kind of make them in a way where it is going to be more acceptable for younger audiences. But some of my older videos especially have like some swearing in them and things like that. But throughout all of that, you can kind of tell I'm just playing the game to have fun. And that's something I struggle with when I'm also trying to grow on YouTube at the same time, because trying to come up with ideas for content that I'm actually going to enjoy making, but also be entertaining at the same time, is really, really difficult. And you don't realize that when you first start YouTube. You have all these fresh ideas, you have all these things you can just shoot off, but once you really start to think about things like video quality, it gets really difficult. So for example, in my most recent video, I did a video where I'm surviving in a world that is all the snowy slopes biome. And while I personally really enjoyed making that video, coming up with more ideas like that I'm going to enjoy that aren't going to be repetitive is really, really difficult. And that's just something I wanted to point out. And you may have also noticed that I don't usually do videos like Bed Wars videos or things like that. And that's for a really simple reason, and that's that I suck at Bed Wars. And that's okay, I don't personally get bothered by that. I'm not personally affected by that. There are games I'm really good at. I've always been really good at racing games, in my opinion. I usually score somewhere in the top 3 in online racing games most of the time. I also really enjoy, and I feel like I'm decent at games like Rocket League, but again, that's one of those games that's so wrapped up in being competitive that you have to be good at it in order for it to be entertaining. So if I were to make Rocket League videos, they wouldn't be entertaining because I'm not able to do things like trick shots and that kind of stuff. I'm just decent at playing the game in my lower level competitive matches. So really the point I'm trying to make with this video is if you're considering starting a YouTube channel and you're sitting there and you're trying to think of ideas and you're like, oh man, I can't think of anything I'm good enough at to make those videos. Make the videos anyway. And I feel like that's something I need to start being better with myself, because I sit there and I can't come up with ideas because I feel like there's nothing I can do that'll be good enough to be entertaining for people. But it's not necessarily just the content that has to be entertaining. It's about you being entertaining. And the easiest way for you to be a more entertaining person is to do or play or talk about something that you're interested in, because if it's fun to you, you'll be a more fun person while you're doing it, and therefore your video can be more entertaining. And obviously there's more to it than just that. There's like editing components and confidence and the way you talk and stuff like that. And that all comes with experience. For me, I'm still learning a lot. I still have a long ways to go for sure. So really the lesson I want you to take away from this video is if you have an idea that you think you'd enjoy doing, go ahead and make the video for it. If you're new to YouTube, don't worry so much about the small like details and editing and things like that. Just focus on actually having fun, because if you enjoy doing it, that's really all that matters. That's why I started doing YouTube, and I have to remind myself that a lot, especially when I get in there and I start looking at numbers and what kinds of videos did well. Other than that, support creators in whatever ways you can. For me personally, any kind of subscription is an incredible help to me. I'm trying to hit 1,000 before the end of the year, but again, here I am talking about the competitiveness of YouTube and trying to be more entertaining and trying to maximize all these numbers and stuff like that. And it really draws away from that fun for me. So that's something I myself am not going to be focusing on as much, and I'm going to focus more on making videos I enjoy making. And just remember to always be kind to creators as well. They work really, really hard on those videos, and just take the time to appreciate all the small details that you might notice in a video. Like, oh, maybe you saw a cool transition in one video. Point that out to them. I promise you, if you point out to a smaller YouTuber something interesting you saw in their editing, it is going to make their day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini rant type video. If you guys want to see some of my more typical videos and see the kinds of things I do, you go ahead and check out my channel or subscribe if you want to stay up to date on any new videos I make. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.